Grace Kelly, the daughter of Wynonna Judd, has been arrested again, this time for allegedly stealing a church van in Virginia. Grace, who has had a long history of legal issues, first made headlines in 2015 when she was arrested and charged with meth manufacturing. Just 5 months later, in May 2016, she pled guilty to a lesser charge of meth possession. In November 2016, Grace was arrested in Alabama, accused of being a fugitive from justice, and her probation was revoked. In June 2018, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison for violating probation after leaving a rehab facility before completing the program. In 2019, Grace was released from prison after serving just 1 year of her sentence, thanks to parole. However, her legal troubles continued. She was arrested again in April 2021 for violating her parole. Then, in April of this year, she was arrested in Alabama on charges of indecent exposure and obstructing governmental operations. Now Grace is facing new charges in Albemarle County, Virginia, where she is accused of stealing a church van in Charlottesville. According to the Daily Progress, Grace is currently being held without bond in the Albemarle-Charlottesville Regional Jail. Kent Hart, the pastor of the local church, witnessed the van being stolen and described Grace as not in her right mind. Hart chased Grace down and managed to recover the van. Grace is now facing 7 charges, including 3 felony counts of grand larceny. The incident occurred on October 27th, when Pastor Hart was in his kitchen at his home in Scottsville. He looked out the window and saw the church van leaving his driveway. "I'm talking to my daughter, and I look out the window, and I see the van leaving my house," Hart said. He chased the stolen van and found it stopped on the side of the road with Grace behind the wheel. Hart approached the van, knocking on the door and saying, "You stole my van! Get out of my van!" He then recognized Grace, noting her buzz cut and face tattoo. "It looked to me like she could have been high. She didn't seem like she was completely in her right mind," Hart added. Grace reportedly fled the scene, driving the stolen church van around Hart's Chevrolet Yukon, which he used in an attempt to box her in. Police later located the van and initiated a traffic stop. Grace claimed that a male suspect had been the driver but had fled into the woods. However, dashcam footage revealed that Grace was the driver and sole occupant. According to the officer's report, Grace told him she had sold her soul to the devil. Despite the crime, Pastor Hart expressed hope for Grace's future. He said, "We devoted an entire service to her. We cut the live stream off, and we, as a church, prayed for her and her family. On a personal level, we forgive her. If there's ever an opportunity for us to be a part of her redemptive process in any way, we're absolutely open for that." In response to the theft, the church has launched a GoFundMe fundraiser to raise money for a new van, with the link provided in the description.